Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? Got that smoke going right in my face. Saging. Sage, sage, sage. I haven't saged my stuff yet today. Um, anyway, I don't know if I've done a reading for you before, so I think I have, but I'd like to explain real quick kind of how it works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades, and I try to describe the picture the best that I can. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind. You'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what he's talking about. This is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. So sometimes you'll have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He won't give me all the details. He should give me just enough so you understand what he's talking about. Details are none of my business. So this is all about you. Trying to fix my thing. So we're going to talk to your dad today. What was the song? He was singing a song. I should have had ALEXA put it up. Or I should have wrote it down. Now he's singing, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. So I don't know if he used to do this little ditty with you, or maybe you do it with your kids, or you just did it, or you just saw it, or there's some reason he's bringing that. Okay, hang on. He's back to the other song that he started out with. Hang on, let me find it. Okay, before I started, he was singing Put a Little Love in Your Heart, and she says it's by Jackie D. Shannon. I can't see how it's spelled now. It's spelled a little different. I'm thinking that's not who originally sang that song. I don't think it makes any difference. Oh, Alexa, leave me alone. She's bothering. ALEXA is bothering me. So go Google that song, YouTube it, whatever you want to, and he's saying you're going to be able to help put a little love back in your heart by helping somebody else. And I feel like it's helping somebody else, like going through the same grieving process that you are. Probably somebody that it'll be somebody that this will happen to. Somebody you know will lose a loved one, and you will be a little further along in your journey on the grieving process, and you'll be able to help them when it's new for them. And it's going to help you to help them with the same thing that you already went through. He says, I want to see you smile again, little. Yes, we're going to stretch it outside the box because we stink at nicknames. Bugaboo, something, little bug, little boo-boo, little something. So stretch that word outside the box a little bit. Hopefully it'll resonate close to something that maybe he used to say to you. He keeps saying, where have you been? Where have you been? Now, I promise you 1,000% he can hear you, he can see you. But he keeps saying, where have you been? Where have you been? And yet he can come visit you. So I'm not sure why he's saying that. Hopefully it'll resonate with you. Come back to being the dancer that you were. Maybe you like to go out and dance. You just dance around the house. If you don't, do it. He wants you to. Crank some happy music up and dance like nobody's watching in your house. He goes, dance naked if you want to. So when there's nobody home, or maybe you're in your room alone or something, kick up some music, turn the lights on. Well, if you're going to dance naked, don't open the curtains. and just dance, just wiggle like nobody's watching, because they won't be watching. I came out of a burger place one time with my grandson, and I started dancing across the parking lot. He goes, "Grandma, really?" And I go, "I can dance anywhere I want to. I don't care what those people in there think. I'll never see them again. I don't give a shit what they think anyway." So dance across the parking lot. Dance like nobody's watching, because just don't give a shit that they're watching. For some reason, he's wanting me to go through that explanation. Your hair looks just fine. You're gorgeous. But you were always gorgeous in my eyes. There's an older lady with him, but it doesn't feel like a grandmother. It feels more like an aunt. Could be his aunt, could be your aunt. It feels more like an aunt relationship. She's a little bit heavy. I can't see her real well, and probably because it's not her time to step forward. He's just letting it be known that he is with her. So somebody's aunt would have to be, in his relationship circle. And they're very happy. They're very happy that they met up again, both of them. She's stroking his hair like he's a little kid. She's stroking his hair, if he's as if he was. So this is probably something she used to do to him. With a lot of love. With a lot of love. She loves him very much. She's got scissors out, so it would be somebody who maybe used to trim his hair. Or maybe she was a hairdresser. Because she's got him sitting in a chair like she's going to start trimming his hair. Now, when I give relationships, I usually say feels like an aunt, because the little lady next door can feel more like your grandmother than your real blood grandmother that lives clear across the country that you might hear from once a year, Christmas. Now they're just kind of stuck on this picture. Hang on. Unless there's something else they're going to do here. Well, she bends over and she puts her hand under his chin and she lifts his chin up so he looks right at her because she's standing up. He's sitting. And she says, "You were always a beautiful person inside." Somebody has a whole lot of love for him. So I'm not sure why we're going through this whole scenario. It's his show. Where were you? Again, he says, "Where were you? You been somewhere you weren't supposed to?" Or maybe he used to ask you that all the time. Maybe when you came home late, he used to go, "Where were you?" Okay, he wants you to know that he passed very peacefully. And he's showing, now, he might not have passed in a hospital bed, but he's showing laying down and reaching his hand up over to the right side. So I don't know if anybody was there at that time, reaching his hand up to his up in the air, kind of on his right side, because an older man was holding his hand down to take his hand and help him go home. And he was very happy to see the man. Could be a father or grandfather figure. Your phone is ringing, and it's ringing in spectacular fashion. I just have to say, scam phone call. I have to answer all my phone calls because my mom's 92, and I never know. She needs me. Um, He was very willing to go with this man. He was perfectly at peace, perfectly felt safe, secure. Like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Consciously, he says, consciously, when we're still here, we're not ready. We're all scared. We're scared of the unknown. Scared of the unknown. But once he saw this man and he was already drifting to the other side, he wasn't scared at all. He knew he was safe. Hang on, I'm asking him something. So you can talk to him all you want to. You don't have to talk out loud. We have telepathic ears. You talk to him in your head. Nobody has to nobody has to hear you. He doesn't need you to talk out loud to hear you. People people know I'm crazy. I was gonna say people think I'm crazy because I walk around talking to them like when I'm walking through the store. I was sitting in Texas Roadhouse yesterday watching Spirit follow this one waitress around. It was some couple of relatives of hers. So so before I was rudely interrupted by the scam artist, I was asking him about the funeral. He said it was perfect. It was probably too much, but it was perfect. And he's showing himself leisurely sitting. I don't know if there was a step, if he had a coffin or urn, doesn't matter. There was like a step close to it, and he was just sitting there kind of dum dum dum. Oh, this is nice. Look at everybody that's here. Just very calm. I see him at their own funerals. Very relaxed. Oh, he says, I'm surprised that bitch showed up. Do you know who the bitch is? It's not like he's not saying it hatefully, like she shouldn't be here. He just says, I'm surprised that bitch showed up. Hopefully you know who he's talking about. Now, I'm not going to delve in on that. Something about something squirting at the funeral home or at wherever the service was. Something squirting. Did somebody like spill some water out of one of the flower vases, or it's like something sprayed or something spilled or something got a little wet. Or maybe it was raining, but that doesn't look like what he's indicating. Because it looks more like it's spraying up and not coming down. But he's not showing me exactly what it's almost like it's a flower vase or something. And maybe you didn't even see it happen. Maybe somebody else saw it. He's trying to validate that it's him. He's talking about snuggles with you. Snuggles weren't bad when you got older either. Don't think I've forgotten about you. Don't think I've left you. Oh, he's talking about my relationship with Bob. My Bob, who's on the other side. He helps me. He works with me. He helps me do this. And so we have a relationship. It's just different than the one we had when he was here in physical form. You can still have a relationship with him. You can go, he says, like you can go pick out a pair of shoes and go, hey, Dad, what color should I get? Yellow or white? Anything like that. He says, I'll never be too busy for you. You can count on that. So Don't just march in place to time. He's talking about like standing still, like not moving forward. He says, don't just march in place. He says, you need to march through life. Don't just march in like you're stuck. It's kind of what he's indicating. March to the beat of your own drum. And we're going back, he's showing me dancing through the parking lot at the burger place. Don't worry about what everybody else thinks. Don't worry about their judgment. Don't worry about who's watching. March to the beat of your own drum. He says, don't let people squash you down. Go out and be the fabulous you that you know you can be, because you're beautiful. Do what makes your soul fly free. He said that's probably the biggest lesson I could tell you right now is do what makes your soul fly free. But don't go faster than your guardian angels fly. And then he starts laughing. We do. We do have guardian angels. Not exactly like most people think they are, but we do have a team. We do have angels. We do have guides. We do have people that protect us and try to push us in the right direction. We just kind of ignore it sometimes because we have free will choice. Something about remember to take the trash out. Was that his job? Was that your job? Is your trash can overflowing? Not sure what he's talking about. Maybe you're a janitor. I don't know. I don't know what he's referring to for real, but for sure. Now he's holding a baby like this. He says, I loved you from the minute you were born. Don't ever doubt that. Even though sometimes you drove me batshit crazy. He's laughing. I loved you from the minute you were born. And I still do. Love never dies. And we don't have these heavy bodies anymore when we leave, so we're pure energy. Everything is energy. A rock is energy. It's just a slower moving form of energy. My table is energy, just slower moving form of energy. Love is the highest form of energy there is, and you cannot kill it. You don't lose it when you pass on. You take that energy with you, with your soul, with your spirit. But he wants you to know he's reaching up like he's grabbing something. He's reaching out and grabbing. So you've been blowing him kisses, or what you're saying to him. I don't know if it's blowing kisses or your thoughts towards him, to him. He's catching them. He wants you to know he's getting them. So don't stop, but don't let it stop your life either. Because I love you. And I only want the best for you. Now, I will say, sorry, when they get close, they make my head itch. Their energy makes my head itch, like I got head lice. Sorry. If you're having a problem with something that he was good at, like I always tell people, if Uncle Joe didn't have a pot to piss in and he's up there, don't ask Uncle Joe for financial advice or help because he didn't understand how it worked here. But if it's something that your dad understood how it worked here, something you would have gone to him for advice, go ahead and talk to him. A lot of times, you might have a problem and you sit there and talk to him, and then it could be pretty soon, or it could be the next day or so, and something pops up and you go, is that a sign from my dad? Was he validating that he heard me and he's going to help me? They can do certain things to help us here. Keep asking me for signs, but so far he's not telling me any signs. And I can't twist their arm and make them answer. First he said rocking chair, and then he's showing me a rocking horse. So I'm not sure what he's trying to validate with that. Okay, it feels like a hair. They do this all the time. It feels like a hair, and I keep brushing it, and it's not coming off because there is no hair. So watch for that type of feeling like a hair's there or on your arm or something, and it just keeps tickling. That'll be a sign from him. It's something easy for them to do. I love you. I was sitting there like this, like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. It's not that he doesn't want to be there. Okay. With that, he is leaving. He's saying, I don't want to go, but he knows he has to. It's not that he wants to come back here either. He says, I just enjoyed getting to tell you again that I love you. And with that, he is leaving. And that lady is waiting for him. Whoever she was. Stop. Okay, my dear. I thought maybe he was going to say something else. Much love to you, Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice.